Hi, I'm Elsie from Georgia. Please like and subscribe. The one thing I always knew about myself was that I was beautiful. Even when I was a baby, my parents thought I was the best-looking newborn they'd ever seen. And so did all their friends. Oh my gosh, your baby is gorgeous. I know, right? She doesn't model yet, but I think I'll start her soon. I grew up loved and cherished by my parents, and they were obsessed with me. Well, obsessed with how I looked. When I started liking math, no one really noticed.
I have the most beautiful daughter in the world. I think that makes me the best dad.
48, 49, 50. I counted to 50.
Okay, but can you show me your runway walk again?
Oh yes, that's way more important.
My parents signed me on a modeling contract as soon as they could. I hated modeling, but it made them so happy. I couldn't say no. Their focus on me became much more obvious when my sister Ari was born. They already had their perfect daughter, and no one noticed her at all. I see you have a baby. Yeah, that's Ari, but look at little Elsie. I'm thinking of starting her own brand. Because of this double standard, Ari couldn't stand me, no matter how much I loved her and wanted to be her friend.
Ari, come play soccer with me. Aren't you afraid to fall and cut your perfect skin? You'll ruin your shoot.
So, what do you want to play?
Nothing with you.
Eventually, I just stopped. It hurt that she ignored me, so I started ignoring her back. By the time she was old enough to go to my school, I was popular and had lots of friends. She hated that. She used every opportunity in her power to isolate me. I would sit with my friends at lunch, and all of a sudden, Ari would come up to us.
Elsie, you spent hours on your homework last night. How did you even have time to put on your makeup?
Your homework may be easy in 6th grade, Ari, but 8th grade homework, you have to work a little harder to keep your grades up.
All of your friends know you're a gigantic nerd, right?
The thing was, no one did know. School was the same as home, and everyone saw me as just a pretty face. But I was determined for people to start seeing me as the smart one. The real turning point was when I just started high school, and they had placement exams for advanced classes. I worked so hard, and finally, I got the score I needed. I was so excited, but then the teacher asked to speak with me after class. While you did get the scores needed for the advanced class, I'm not sure you're suited for it. You're a beautiful and popular girl, and I hear you're modeling on the side. You may be too distracted. I promise I'll take it very seriously. I'm just not sure, Elsie. I'll have to let you know on Monday. I was so mad. How could she just assume for me? All I wanted was to focus on school and never model again. I knew my parents wouldn't let me back out so easily. So I walked to the nearest barbershop and sat in the chair. There was a huge picture of a good-looking male model on top, but it only drove me crazier. I was so done with that awful world. Chop it off. I want it all gone.
I can't let myself do that. You have such beautiful hair.
Cut it off or I'll do it myself. Finally, she gave in. When I was done, I thought I looked great. I bought new clothes and got thick square glasses instead of my contacts. For the first time, I looked like what I was supposed to look like, and not some Barbie doll. When I got home, my mom screamed, "What did you do? Do you like it? I think I look great."
How are you going to model looking like that?
I'm not. I quit. I'm finally focusing on what I love, and you can't stop me. I didn't know what I was expecting, but school the next day was a nightmare. Ari laughed so hard when she saw me, but she didn't want to get out of the car at the same time I did.
I can't be seen with you. That would be so embarrassing.
Your sister's right. You look terrible. Well, I like it. I slammed the car door shut and prepared for my new life to begin. My friends were shocked, but that didn't bother me. I went to my teachers right after lunch and asked for a meeting. Elsie, you look different. I just wanted to tell you again that I'm very committed to my studies. Modeling is not going to be a problem anymore. I deserve a chance in the advanced class. I think I earned it. And the teacher agreed to give me a spot. I was ecstatic until I ran to Ari in the hallway.
Nerd alert. Shouldn't your head be in a book or something?
Leave me alone, Ari. Now that I'll be getting less attention, you can get more.
Please. You had the life I always wanted, and now you're just throwing it away?
You better watch out, because your perfect life may not be waiting for you when you're done with this phase. Wow! Ari was worse than I thought. But I didn't care. I needed to focus on math and physics. While I kept my promise and spent less time with my friends and more time studying, Ari kept hers. One day, she came downstairs looking completely different. Oh, Ari, you look great. Maybe you can teach Elsie a thing or two. Such a shame what she did to herself. Are you wearing my makeup? Not that you wear it anymore. Do you like my dress? One of your friends gave it to me. I don't care. Have fun with my leftovers. Of course you care. Just because you want to drown yourself in science doesn't mean you won't need friends. But you won't have any when I'm done. She was right. All of my friends started hanging out with her. I tried to pretend it didn't bother me, but it did a little. I didn't have anyone to hang out with after school, so I decided to go to the mall by myself. Just as I entered it, a guy walked right into me.
Hey, are you okay?
Ow! How did you not see me? When I got a look at him, I gasped. He was the guy on the poster in the barber shop. He was a really famous model in our town.
No, sorry. I just had this meeting and I'm a little distracted. I'm Nate, by the way, and I have to say, your style is great.
Oh, thanks. I'm Elsie. He picked up the book I dropped and handed it to me.
Are you, really smart?
I'm into physics. You probably think that's lame, being a model and all.
Of course not. I wish I was that smart.
We sat down and had the best conversation of my life. We exchanged numbers and started texting every day.
I saw this apple and thought of you. Gravity rules.
I don't know what's more fun, finishing this book or going out to ice cream with you.
Picking you up now.
He drove me to the best ice cream shop in town and we sat there together.
Tell me again why you quit modeling.
Modeling is my parents' passion, not mine. I want to be a scientist, so I decided not to look like a model anymore.
You know you can quit modeling to focus on something else and still look the way you did. I looked you up, and you used to be really different.
You don't understand. It was way too hard.
Sorry, I'll back off. I don't care how you look. I think you're beautiful no matter what.
He was the best. If it wasn't for him, I would be so bored in school. I spent so much time studying on my own that I realized I was way ahead of my high school. I looked online and found an elite program that accepted high school students in university. I applied, and Nate and I waited really anxiously to hear. He promised me we'd stay together even if I moved. One night at dinner, Ari had an announcement to make. I'm going to be a model. I'm already the most popular girl in school, and now I want to be the most famous model in the world. Suddenly, my parents looked really uncomfortable. Ari, you look so pretty now, but you don't have the charm Elsie does. You understand, right? Ari and I were stunned. I couldn't believe they thought that. I'm sure that's not true. Ari could be a great model.
Don't encourage her, Elsie. It's just not meant to be.
Ari was fuming. I felt so bad for her until I got a notification on my phone. I checked and then gasped. I got accepted into college. I'm gonna study physics. That means you're gonna be one of the youngest students, right? Will that make you famous? Ari screamed, kicking her chair aside and running to her room. She was throwing a fit. What are we going to do with that girl? I didn't know what to do, so I tried to go to her room to comfort her. What a mistake! You always have to outshine me, don't you? Ari, you know I've been working really hard. You think I care about that? Why does everything go so perfectly for you? Apparently, I'm not good enough to be a model. And even when you're not one, you can date one. How did you know about Nate? Are you stupid? Just because you don't have social media anymore doesn't mean Nate doesn't. He posted about you. Finally, I'm popular, but you always have to go bigger. You know what your problem is? You're the one who always needs to one-up me. Whenever I'm actually happy, you can't stand it. Guess what? My achievements and my relationship with Nate are something you can never have. Then she stormed off, leaving me angrier than ever. It didn't take long for me to cheer up, though. A reporter got in touch with me and told me I was going to be the youngest college student in the country next year. She wanted to interview me on the news. My parents were thrilled that I was getting what they called my next big break. The reporter sent her questions in advance, and my mom stayed up all night to practice with me. I could never remember what to say. so she wrote all the answers for me. Don't you worry. I will give this to the technician, and he will show it on the screen so you can read it as you go along. You'll be fine. I was still nervous, but that made me feel a lot better. I had my mom in charge of handling the answer sheet, so I just got ready to start. Hi, I'm Elsie. Thanks for having me here. I discovered math when I was little, and the screen was blank. OMG, I was so nervous I forgot everything I had to say, and now my answer sheet was blank. How was I gonna get through this?
You were saying?
Yeah. I was a kid, and I really liked to count. But I was a model first, so that was distracting. I got through the interview, but I was stuttering the whole time and making things up as I went. A genius child? More like a blubbering idiot. Mom, what happened to my answer sheet? I'm not sure. I gave it to Ari to give to the technician. Ari, what happened? I don't know. He must have misplaced it. You mean you misplaced it? I can't believe you would ruin this for me. You deserve it for being so awful all the time. What have I ever done to you? You take everything from me. Ari, I am so disappointed. You are grounded. Ari barely cared, but I was so angry I couldn't take it. I went right to her room to yell at her. It's not my fault you're not a model, Ari. If you want to be one, you should apply despite what Mom and Dad say. And don't do it for them. I decided I wanted to study physics for me. That's why I'm happy and you're not. Don't tell me you didn't change your look just to get everyone off your back. Do you even like what you are now? I don't care how I look. Don't you get it? You don't even care? Wow. Well, I have to push myself every day, and still no one sees it. I can't be smart or pretty. You have everything. I have nothing. For God's sake, you're beautiful. And you have more than just two options. You can be whoever you want. I have no idea what I want. I'm just trying to be noticed. Why do you make that so hard? I had no idea what to say to that. I was just trying to make myself shine. But this whole time, she was trying to do the same. So stop. Stop trying. And start thinking about what you want to be. I'm going to college next year, and you won't have to worry about my influence anymore. You'll just have to be yourself. You're right. You're leaving. I haven't thought of that. For the first time in years, she didn't look like such a mean girl anymore. Just my little sister. I turned to leave, but then she said, I'm sorry about tonight. I was just jealous, but I'm happy for you. Really, that was the nicest thing she ever said to me. I'm gonna watch some MSA. You can join me if you want. I don't know if we're there yet. Then maybe tomorrow. And the next day, we did. I got ready to leave for school and she took up acting. Then she found a boyfriend of her own who liked her for who she was. She and I went on one double date before we left. My boyfriend is still cuter than yours. That's my sister, all right. Sure, Ari. Whatever you say.